this thing. This la other line. Good morning. Welcome everybody to the Madrid Bar Association. The opening speech will be conducted by His Excellency, Mr. Eugenio Ribón, Dean of the Madrid Bar Association. Mr. Dean, whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. Bienvenidos a la Casa de las Libertades, a la Casa de las Garantías, a la Casa de la Abogacía, a la Casa de todos ustedes. His Excellency, Zhao Jing, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Spain. His Excellency, Dao Fan, Ambassador of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Mrs. Shubhra Kumari, Second Secretary, Economic and Commercial Affairs, Embassy of India. Mr. Abilai Abikang, Second Secretary of the Embassy of Kazakhstan. And of course, querido Jinfu, Presidente de la Sección Euro-Asiática del ICAM. Your Excellency, distinguished authorities, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Madrid Bar Association, ICAM. Today is an important day for our institution as we inaugurate the ICAM Euro-Asian section, a long-standing goal of the current governing body. We created this section to strengthen expertise of Euro-Asian matters and above all, to connect lawyers from both regions so we can cooperate, share best practices, and build lasting professional ties. We are launching this section through the conference Learn the Rule and Invest in Asia, which is a very good example of what the section should be. Its purpose is really practical and clear: to turn legal understanding into responsible cross-border cooperation and to build trust that make investment sustainable. Before I go further, let me express my deepest sincere gratitude to Jinfu, our colleague, and the new president of the section. He has devoted remarkable time, energy, and leadership to making this project a reality. This section is an enormously exciting initiative for ICAM. I know that is also in excellent hands. This section is born at a time when the world economy is increasingly orienting towards Asia. Indeed, IMF has described Asia as the world's engine of growth, generating around 60% of global growth, with representing about 40% of global GDP. These figures are not abstract. They help explain why Euro-Asia legal work is increasingly present in the daily practice of Madrid lawyers, in investment structures, regulatory risk, compliance expectations, and sometimes in disputes the cross-jurisdiction and legal cultures. This launch also fits within a wider institutional context in preparing a new Asia-Pacific strategy 2026-2029, with 4 clear lines of efforts: deeper political and economic relations, shared and sustainable prosperity, support for Europe's strategic projection, and a stronger cooperation in science, innovation, and culture. Thank you very much. For the legal professions, that matters for a simple reason: ambition, trade, investment, and innovation only become real when they are supported by legal certainty, clear rules, predictable enforcement, and credible mechanisms to resolve disputes. And for ICAM, this inauguration is the next step in a clear trajectory, a sustained strengthening of all our relation with Asia Bar Association and legal institution. Over the years, ICAM has built cooperation agreements with partners such as the Beijing Bar Association, Hanoi Bar Association, the Mongolia Bar Association, and the Law Society of Hong Kong, among others. In the field of dispute resolution, our cooperation has expanded with institutions such as the CITAD, the Korean Commercial Arbitration Board, the Hong Kong International Arbitration Center, or the Singapore International Arbitration Center. More recently, we reinforced practical professional cooperation through the agreement with the Guangdong Lawyer Association. Thanks again, Yingfu, for your help. And this new section gives structures, continuity, and purpose to expanding network. I think that this is with today's conference is deliberately practical. We will discuss key regulatory differences affecting Euro-Asia business, legal pathways for investment in Southeast Asia, Madrid attractiveness, and investment destination, institutional support for internationalization, and the role of the international arbitration in resolving cross-border disputes. And this is the last point. Deserves a more concrete word since Madrid has become a seat of international arbitration of solid reputation, supported by a strong professional ecosystem and institutions such as the MTR and the Spanish Arbitration Club. As Dean of Madrid Bar Association, and on behalf also of our governing body, we would like this new section to be judged deliverables. First, a real community of practice for members working on Euro-Asia matters. Second, real learning with real-world focus involving investment, arbitration, transnational, compliance, and regulatory risk analysis. Third, also practical outputs that lawyers can use, consist guidance, tested contracting approaches, and connection that translate into effective cooperation. The objective is quite simple, that this section becomes a useful tool for their work. Thank you for being part of this beginning. Welcome to the CAM Euro-ASEAN section, and I wish you an excellent, a very productive conference. You are very welcome. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. And now I have the honor to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Jinfu Chu, President of the Euro-Asian section of the Madrid Bar Association and the person in charge of leading the next step of the Euro-Asian section. Please.
Thank you. Good morning, all. Thank you for the remark of our Dean. Your Excellencies, Mr. Yao Jing, Ambassador of China to Spain, Mr. Duan Thansong, Ambassador of Vietnam to Spain, Distinguished Dean of Madrid Bar Association, Mr. Eugenio, Ms. Supra Kumari, Second Secretary of Embassy of India, Mr. Abilay Abkan, Second Secretary of Embassy of Kazakhstan. Good morning, all. Today is a truly special day because we are here officially inaugurating our section, our new section, Euro-Asia Law Section of Madrid Bar Association. And also we are celebrating our first conference under the title, Learn the Rule and Invest in Euro-Asia. As the first president of this section, I'm delighted and deeply moved to be here with all of you. Please allow me to start with a personal story. I remember that more than 20 years ago, I arrived here in Spain with my parents. And in that moment, there were few Asian lawyers in Spain. And I often saw my friends, family, neighbors facing different legal difficulties. Most of them didn't speak Spanish very well, and they didn't know and didn't understand the Spanish legal system. So when the legal issue arose, they simply didn't know where to turn for the help. I still recall the feeling of being unable to express myself, the uncertainty of how to defend the right, and sense that although the law existed, but felt distant and out of reach. This experience made me reflect deeply and motivated me to work harder, to improve myself and seek a broader path. And gradually, I realized that law itself could be that path. There was this conviction that finally inspired me to become a lawyer. So now I can say I could help them and I could protect them the right and interest. After many years in the legal practice, I've come to see that today, as more and more Asian individuals and Asian companies engage with Europe, and especially with Spain, but there remain a clear lack of appropriate platform for dialogue, cooperation, and mutual learning with our Spanish legal community. So the creation of our section, Euro-Asia Law section, responds precisely to this need and carry out a clear and concrete mission, as our dean say. We want to provide all Asian individuals in Spain a safe and trusted space for the integration. We want to provide all our colleagues in this house a platform for connection and specialization in Euro Asian legal matters, and to build a solid bridge for legal, economic, and cultural exchange between Europe and Asia. I must highlight that this achievement is not easy and is not mine alone. It's the result of the collective support of all my colleagues within this institution, and particularly with the trust and the support of our team. Finally, permitting me to underline a core point. Madrid Bar Association is a professional institution with more than 400 years of history. It's not only the largest bar association in Europe, but also a global benchmark for legal excellence. As the first president of Asian origin in this history of our association, I'm committed to promote our institution and our section even more and more open and inclusive, and to strengthen our role as a global bridge connecting Europe with Asia. So in this spirit, the Euro-Asia Law section stands ready to serve as a platform for dialogue, cooperation, and mutual understanding for all Asian individuals, companies, and of course, for all Asian embassies that today stay here with us. So I want to say thank you all for joining us in this historic moment for our section. Thank you for your firm belief in Euro-Asia cooperation and in the shared future that we're beginning to build together today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. Last but not least, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Spain, His Excellency, Mr. Yao Jing, takes the floor.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Eugenio Vivon, the Honorable Dean of the Madrid Bar Association, Excellency Mr. Johnson Song, the Ambassador of Vietnam, colleagues from the embassies of India, Kazakhstan, and of course, the President of the Euro-Asia section of the Madrid Bar Association, distinguished guests. I'm very pleased and honored to be present on this occasion that when you launch this Euro-Asia section of this largest bar association in Europe. And in fact, I'm very encouraged, and I feel that the establishment of this Euro-Asia section is really timely and necessary. I think that for a lot of Chinese, for a lot of Chinese companies, when we're talking about Europe, one of the destination of Chinese investment and trade, that one of the attraction of Europe is your legal environment, is your legal framework. Because of your market, which has been growing for the past hundreds of years, you have already developed a quite, I should say, perfect and also a quite overall through, I should say, a legal environment. So the Chinese companies or Chinese communities, when they come to Europe, this is one of the major attractions because we can benefit this environment. We can also learn from your practice and experience in legal practices. I appreciate, Mr. Dean, that your vision and your attention towards Asia. The establishment of this Eurasia section gives a kind of a more expectation that a closer trade and commercial links that could be established between China and Spain, between maybe Asia and Europe. For China, we benefited from your investment, European investment. I think more than 40 years ago, when China opened its door, a lot of investment technologies came from European countries. And in fact, you helped us to grow in economy. We also benefited that your legal practices and a lot of, I think, law firms which established their offices in China and gave us a lot of benefit for our development of our legal systems. And now I think that when China, along with other Asian economies, that we have our own, I should say, our own practice or our own system of laws or regulations, we would like to also that I should connect ourselves with the European system, with the European market, with the European practices. So I think it's the time for China, for the Chinese companies, that when they come to Europe, they are not looking at the market only. They have to look at this legal system only, legal systems too, because only that the lawyers, when you recognize or when you take this cooperation seriously, when you take this cooperation in a proper way, that means a very successful practice, a very successful project could be established. So that is why that I appreciate the launching of this Eurasian section of the Madrid Bar Association. That is also the reason that I think it could be an encouragement and a kind of promotion of more business and commercial attention from Asian countries, China included. For China, we are working very hard to establish our thorough legal systems. In fact, that rule by law is one of our major pillars for the so-called China's modernization. But we still have a long way to go. And in this way, Europe and these bar associations, your expertise could help us. Now, there are a lot of Chinese companies who come to Spain, come to Europe, that to establish their business here. And they definitely need your advice, need your practice and service. And this is also one of our major advice to all the Chinese investors who come to Spain, come to Europe, that a legal team or a legal support is a necessity, is a coherent part of your practice in Spain and in Europe. So that is the, I should say, the real meaning of this Euro-Asia section of the Madrid Bar Association. In fact, you can guarantee and you can help a proper business links between China and Spain and between China and Europe. Thank you.
you, investor, and all colleagues and friends. Now we have complete our inauguration part, and I would like to start with our conference part. And we have the honor with our first speaker, Mr. Yifan Zhu, President of Association of Chinese Lawyers in Europe, and also the head of China desk of the Nor law firm in Germany. Please, Mr. Yifan.
Okay. Thank you, President. Thank you, Jingfu, and thank you, Mr. Ambassador Yao, for the wonderful speech. And today, it's my great honor to stand here on behalf of the European Chinese Lawyers Association to participate in the inauguration of the Euro-Asian section of the ICAM. This moment is not only symbolic in deepening ties between the European and Asian legal communities, but also makes a new era for the Sino-European challenges and investment with both opportunities and legal challenges. The past few years, we have seen that the rules of cross-border investment have changed a lot. Shifting geopolitical realities, the tightening of the regulatory framework, and major technological change in key industries all demand a sophisticated, up-to-date legal strategy for investors. At the same time, the founding of the Euro-Asian section of the ICAM introduces an invaluable institutional bridge for legal and business cooperation. Today, I would like to share with you the perspectives on the legal challenges and practical responses under the new China European investment trend. Of course, from the regulatory perspective, and drawing on both recent development and the joint strengths of our organizations. Let's begin with the investment trends in key industries. As you can see, in the past few years, there are several sectors invest a lot from China to Europe. These are three sectors: pharmaceuticals, new energy, and automotive sector. In pharmaceuticals, the EU is simplifying digital procedures while Chinese investment rise as US-EU tension leads to market regularizations. However, these opportunities are balanced by export controls on sensitive technologies that complicate deal making and licensing. New energy is in the spotlight thanks to Europeans' net zero transition. China's advances in batteries, solar, and EVs are attractive, but also subject to intensive due diligence, particularly cover data and environmental requirements. In the past years, we have seen a lot of Chinese automakers, they are rapidly expanding their business into Europe, despite of the high tariffs. And this makes the EU market becoming more competitive. The good news is that this Monday, a guidance document was released, as you can see from the internet, by the EU Commission, giving instructions for Chinese EV manufacturers on making minimum import prices. So the future European market should be beneficial for both sides. I think a good example is like the Cherry and Ebro joint venture in Barcelona with the concept of local market production and merging European brand strengths with Chinese technological innovation. These, I think, will become a very increasingly cooperation model in the future between Chinese and European EV automakers. Moving forward with the trade and investment policies, we have in Europe the new Net Zero Industry Act and also the Critical Raw Material Act. The new Zero Industry Act and Critical Raw Material Act are cornerstones of the EU's green industrial and resource security strategy. The Net Zero Act aligns with the EU's ambition for 40% of clean tech manufacturing capacity to be domestic by 2030. While the Raw Material Act aims to cap supply dependency on any third country at a maximum of 65% at any stage in the value chain. These are both opportunities and challenges also for Chinese investors. And we can see for the EV, I just mentioned, the EU has introduced anti-subsidy investigations to the Chinese EV car manufacturers. And the European Commission began imposing significant countervailing duties on battery electric vehicles imported from China since 2024, with rates varying dramatically between manufacturers. So some of the rates already exceed 35%, as you can see from my presentation. So these represent serious business risk to Chinese investors. And also, we can also say that multiple challenges are underway in the European courts and also at the WTO. But as I just mentioned, finally, this Monday, with political intervention, we find a good way to solve this problem. For the CBAM, the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, this is the EU's new tool for aligning imported goods with Europeans' carbon standard. For products such as cement, steel, aluminum, and fertilizers, importers must account for the carbon emissions embodied in their goods. And they must also file quarterly and annually the report and to purchase, of course, carbon certificate. So this system is rolling out in phases and will eventually cover downstream product. And also Chinese businesses must prepare for new reporting and compliance obligations from as early as 2023 to 2026. In the past years, we see less investment in the M&A transactions into Europe. This is because, as you can see, in the past, we have the merger control. We also have the FDI rules. And in certain sectors like the financing sectors for listed companies, telecommunications, we, of course, have special rules in each of the European countries. But these years, we also, I think most of the countries have tightened the FDI rules, FDI screening mechanism for all the foreign investors. And also we have introduced the foreign subsidy regulation, FSR. So this makes the regulation, the regulative framework more complicated for the foreign investors. There is, of course, no single EU-wide FDI screening mechanism, but almost, as you can see from the picture, almost all the EU member states have set up rules to monitor investment in sensitive and strategic sectors for national security reasons. In Germany, for example, foreign investment that reach a 10% threshold in certain sectors like IT, security, defense, and also in recent years, we have introduced 10%, 20% for critical infrastructure. And these areas must be notified. This is obligatory, yeah, but mandatory. But for some other sectors, if you invest more than 25%, of course, you feel voluntary to file the FDI. But for the transactions to be safe, usually we will recommend the Chinese investor, also other foreign investors, to apply for a so-called non-obligation certificate. Because in Germany, for example, the authority, if you close the transaction, they have 5 years to look into the deal. And if they find you should apply for an application for the non-obligation objection certificate, but you did not do that, they can rewind the case. So that's very serious. Yeah. So usually we will recommend the Chinese investors to apply for this certificate, even if they invest more than 25% and not in a mandatory filing sector. Additionally, we can also say the new EU foreign subsidy regulation allows Brussels to investigate and, if needed, restrict MA activity, public procurement, or other economic activities when non-EU subsidies threaten a level playing field. Actually, dozens of such reviews are already underway, making this a must-watch also for Chinese investors. So as takeaways, I think what we can do is that if we advise for our Chinese clients, of course, also for some other foreign investors, we might already begin with the due diligence process. We will advise the client to carry out an initial review on the target and also on the shareholder company, on the investor structure, to see whether the investor has any fund from the national government, and whether the target is sensitive, whether the target after the joint venture or the acquisition, the target will like export the technologies, sensitive technologies to China, to the government, or to any third countries. So actually, as lawyers, usually we will do this step after signing, but recently we will strongly recommend our client to just have an initial review, initial assessment of the FDI and FSR obligations, and also merger control. So these 3 areas is very key, vital for the investment, because if you are a SOE, state-owned enterprises from China, you do a lot of legal research, due diligence, SPA negotiation, and after 6 months, you find out that you cannot pass the FDI or FSR. You cannot pass the regulatory review, so the deal will be dead. So that's why we will now move this step at the very beginning to give the Chinese investors an outline of what they should do after signing. So this is very efficient, because most of the SOEs, they want to pay this kind of money to the law firms. It's not so much, I think, for us, like 5,000 to 10,000 euro. We can get a memo report for the Chinese investor, and they can have a very good overview. And they can, of course, decide whether to use the FDI or FSR as their CP, closing condition. Some of the Chinese investors, they want to save money. They will not to apply for the FDI review because they think it will cost them a lot of money. For example, for our firm, this procedure usually with the government takes about 3 to 6 months. And of course, if you cannot close in phase 1 or phase 2, you have to negotiate with the government for mitigation agreement or carve-out measures. So this is extremely very expensive. So most of the Chinese companies, if they are private-owned and if they are investing in a voluntary fining industry, sometimes they will say that I don't want to apply for that. I just take my own risk. But as a lawyer, we have to point out this risk for the client. Okay. So the buzzword of the new EU Commission period is competitiveness. New regulation stacks up, like I just mentioned, Net Zero Act, tariffs, foreign subsidy regulations, environmental standard, all geared to strengthen internal supply, reduce dependency, and of course, reach sustainability. But actually, can the European Union really accomplish all these tasks? I think that depends on the market realities, supply chains, and ability of all sides, European and Chinese, for adapt quickly. Let's move forward with the ESG and environmental policies. The European green regulatory agenda is wide-reaching. As you can see, we have, for example, the new EU battery regulation. This regulation requires operators, especially in automotive supply chains, to document the entire life cycle, from carbon footprint to recycled content, durability, and technical specifications. So we also have the battery passport. This will follow each unit via the QR code, and substantive due diligence obligations begin in 2027. So this is example for the car makers, what kind of requirement they are facing. And also we have the EU deforestation regulation. This regulation outlaws marketing of certain goods, for example, palm oil, coffee, rubber, that are not deforestation-free. Businesses must provide digital due diligence statement and risk serious fines, at least 4% of the annual EU turnover for violations. And we also have the supply chain compliance, like the German Supply Chain Act and the European's forthcoming Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, which is called the CSDDD. This enforces environment, labor, and human rights compliance, not just within the company, but through the entire value chain. And we also have the EU forced labor regulation. This prohibits all product tainted by forced labor with sweeping recall and penalty powers. And as you can see that from the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, actually in the future, if you are a foreign investor, of course, for certain threshold, you have to, beside your financial report, you also have the sustainability reporting requirement. And this have to be audited, like the financial statement. And we also have the green claims. So in the future, sustainable branding are more regulated than ever, with substantial documentation review and even fines for unsubstantiated or misleading environmental statement. So what we can conclude is that circularity will be a big topic in the future. And as a burden for manufacturers and respective suppliers. Various environmental policies and ESG applications place a significant bureaucratic burden on the whole industry and increasing risk for environmental litigation like the green claims. So we have the necessity to have ESG reporting and also other approved documentation. As we can see that the ESG legislation and also the other environmental frameworks impose the green standard on global corporate supply chains, demonstrating a pronounced Brussels effect. So this compels non-EU enterprises to adhere to this high standard to access European market, creating actually the extraterritorial influence. But I think, however, the legal uncertainty arising from these widespread regulatory changes may undermine Europeans' economic competitiveness. Okay, so what does this mean for Chinese investors in the future? The legal and compliance workload is immense, but also there are a lot of opportunities for those who prepare early. Companies that invest in strong compliance and transparent processes will win trust in the future. And the challenges are real, but together the legal professions and with the support of organizations like the European Chinese Lawyers Associations and also the Euro-Asian section of the ICAM, we can, of course, turn regulation into constructive roadmaps, not just hurdles. Finally, our association's partnership is more than symbolic, I think, through our expertise, trainings, cooperations in the future. I think we aim to support clients from Asia, from other countries, and colleagues in turning new regulation into an opportunity. Together, we build a bridge for our mutual understanding and cooperation and ensure that both sides of Eurasia can navigate the future with confidence. Thank you for your attention, and I hope and looking forward to deepening our relationship with the Madrid Bar Association and also the Euro-Asian section of ICAM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ifan, for your excellent speech. Y para los compañeros simplemente resumir dos pequeñas ideas. Uno, yo creo que la inversión Asia en Europa va a ser cada vez mayor en diferentes aspectos que ha mencionado el señor Ifan, como puede ser nueva energía, como puede ser el farmacéutico. Pero también tenemos que afrontar diferentes regulaciones, diferentes obligaciones legales a nivel europeo y, por supuesto, a nivel de cada Estado miembro. Por lo tanto, yo os invitaría a que suscribáis a nuestra sección para que así podáis recibir nuestras notificaciones y, por supuesto, eventos, conferencias como hoy, para seguir formándonos en toda la parte de Asia con nosotros. And now I would like to invite all of you to enjoy our coffee and a breakfast that we have prepared for you. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. A continuación se va a proceder al café. Será abajo en el patio de biblioteca. We're just gonna have a coffee break into the downstairs. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Mayure, can you hear me?
Yes.
We start in 5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. So you want me to share the presentation now or just wait until
Yeah. Jean is going to be presentation with you, and then you do your interpretation.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever you want.
Hi, Mrs. Mayur. We're gonna start in a few minutes.
Sure.
Yes, you can put on your camera. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Yo creo que todavía hay gente que se ha quedado un poco tomando café, pero por cuestión de tiempo vamos a empezar, porque si no, luego las ponencias se nos va a alargar demasiado. So, we have the honor to invite our second speaker, Ms. Mayuri Sapthyompon. She is partner of Kundum Partners, one of the best law firm in Thailandia. So maybe next time, Mayuri, you can also here presence with us. Now I would like to give the floor to you and let you present your topic to us. Thank you, Mayuri.
Sure, sure. Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you very much, Jingfu, for inviting me. And thank you for the Madrid Bar Association for inviting me today. So let me share my screen. All right. What I'm gonna talk about today is talking about Thailand and focusing on the EU investment in Thailand and from legal and investment perspective. So a little bit about myself then. I am Mayuri Sapthyompon. I am a Thai lawyer. Okay, before I joined Kundum Partner, I was with a UK law firm and also a US firm before. So my focus area is mainly on the foreign direct investment into Thailand and also some real estate and also corporate and M&A related work. And our firm is a Thai local firm. We are mainly focused on Thailand business and also expand to Southeast Asia. So let me talk about the topic that we're going to present today. So we're going to mainly focus on three topics. The first one is the current market trends and business opportunity in Thailand. And the second one is the foreign restriction. And I'm going to talk about the law and investment related incentives here. And the last one is the experience, and I will share you with some pitfall when foreign investing in Thailand. So starting with the first one, talking about Thailand, I believe that everyone there must like maybe visit Thailand before because Thailand is the land of smile and investment opportunities. Okay, it's located in the heart of mainland Southeast Asia, and it is an important channel connecting ASEAN with the rest of the world. Thailand's excellent geographical location and abundant natural resources attract nearly 40 million international tourists every year to Thailand. And also because Thailand is a tourism country, we have like Phuket, Krabi, and Samui, which are the islands that very attractive for the European tourists. According to the U.S. News World Report in 2024, Thailand has retained its rank number 1 by the U.S. News as the best country in the world for starting a business here. Thailand high rank here is because of the government of Thailand consistent effort to improve both regulatory and environment business incentive here in Thailand. So in addition to the US News, the Thailand ranked also number 8 out of 70 countries for its strong and effective economic performance in 2024 IMD World Competitiveness Ranking, reflecting the country's economic resilience and improving investment environment. So talking about EU and Thailand relation. The European Union and Thailand maintain a comprehensive relationship that spans political dialogue and also economic collaboration and development support for a long time. You can see from the trade and economic from Europe, EU and Thailand. Thailand export to EU like amounting 27.4 billion, mainly focused on the machinery, appliance, and also EU also export to Thailand, which amount is lower than Thailand export to EU, but still focus on the chemical, the mechanic appliance, and the metals and transportation, the equipment as well. And also from the trade, and here is focusing on Spain to Thailand. Thailand export to Spain amounting to 149 million euro, and also Thailand import from Spain amounting 60.4 million euro. Thank you to Spain to supporting Thailand here as well. And our economy is good because of the European country supporting Thailand as well. So talking about the business, the main business from Thailand to Spain, focusing on those computers or high technology, the rubbers, like because Thailand is the land that we produce rubber a lot. So for the Thai, the car Thai or manufacturing Thai, we also export to Spain as well, and also for those jewelries. So these are the main business and main goods for trade that Thailand and Spain we have exchange to each other. And talking about FDI, so on the left-hand side is the FDI from Spain to Thailand, and on the right-hand side is the FDI from EU to Thailand. From 2023 until 2025, quarter 3, we can see that the amount of investment from either from Spain and from Euro as a whole increasing to invest in Thailand and also Southeast Asia countries. Apart from Thailand, we saw the number that European countries invest in Vietnam, Singapore, and Malaysia also ranked top 3 investor to invest in that country as well. So from Spain to Thailand, for the FDI, we mainly can see the trend of manufacturing business from Spain to Thailand, and also some car or automobile, motorcycle related business that invest in Thailand. And this is the promotion that Thai government also most welcome as well. I will talk about the promotion and incentive later, but Spain also enjoy a lot for the foreign investor to invest in Thailand here. And talking about the FTA, because like the FTA is the magnet to as a big picture for the both country to invest in Thailand and also the Thai to invest in a European nation. Talking about the FTA, we have been talking to until now is the 7 rounds negotiation. So the 7 round conclude in October last year, and this year gonna have have the 8th round and the 9th round of negotiation of the free trade agreement between Thailand and EU. And for the main point that we're going to discuss between the negotiation is the government procurement, energy policy, and also IP rights of both countries. So we believe, like from Thai law perspective, from Thailand, that we believe that for the benefit of the FTA, the free trade agreement, they will attract most investors to invest in Thailand, and will you tighten those unfair trade between two countries as well. So we are waiting and look forward to see the free trade agreement to conclude soon. And for the future trend between EU and Thailand, we do believe that, from the previous slide that we're talking about the FTA, if the FTA is concluded, we will reduce the barrier between two countries, between the economics of both countries, and also we will have most investors to invest in Southeast Asia country as well, and strongly focus on manufacturing and electronic, and also those green technology and green energy as well to Thailand. So we do believe and waiting and look forward for the investor to invest in Thailand here. And moving forward, I'm going to share about the overview of investment law and the incentive. As a foreigner, especially the European country, they will quite concerned about the law and also the compliance regime in Thailand as well. So today I will talk about the 5 law that mainly focus on the foreign investment in Thailand. But we don't go to the detail of each law, but we will focus on the overall, so you guys can have the more picture that what is the key law, key legislation, and what is the rule of law that we're gonna focus on when you invest in another country. So the first one is the Exchange Control Act. It is the main law that focusing on the money and also the repatriation of funds between the countries. And the second one is the Foreign Business Act, which is the restriction. They impose some restriction for the foreigner to invest in Thailand as well, because in certain business, the government have to protect the Thai local businessman. Otherwise, like the whole country will be like driven by the other foreigner. And the third one is the investment promotion incentive, which the government come up with the incentive to promotion for the foreigner to invest in Thailand. We do have the tax and non-tax benefits, which I will touch a bit later. And the fourth one is the land code, is the land. I think everyone here have heard that the land in Thailand is all freehold, so people can enjoy the ownership of the land, title of the land here in Thailand. So I will talk about this as well. And the last one is the Civil and Commercial Code, which is the same with other civil country. We do have the CCC, the Civil Code, to regulate and govern those day-to-day business of the company and other related law. So moving forward to the Exchange Control Act. So Thailand is quite freedom actually. So if you have a legitimate transaction and also the legitimate document that support the transaction to transfer, whether transfer in or transfer out, limit in or limit out of the money from or to Thailand, that would be fine. There is no special approval for the foreigner to apply for in order to limit or to pay out the money outward. So talking about this point, I think Thailand is quite mature on this one, because for many countries, they do have the investment promotion, but they have the restriction for the fund for the injection of fund, and also the repayment of fund and the repatriation of fund. So that would be a concern of foreigner to invest in that country. But for Thailand, we waive all kind of this obstacle for foreigner. So this one would be an attractive tool for foreigner as well. And the second law is the law that prohibits foreigner to do some kind of business here in Thailand. And this law actually is quite old, but still it's still effective, because of the government see that they will still need to protect some business to be Thai, for Thai operator to operate in Thailand. So talking about foreigner, what is foreigner then under this law? So the foreigner is, of course, non-Thai nationalities, and also for the company or the corporate which has a foreigner holding share 50% or more. So either that company is registered in Thailand, but they do have the foreigner to hold 50% of more or more of share in that company will consider a foreigner in Thailand. So if that company consider a foreigner, what will be the consideration next? The FBA, the Foreign Business Act, we do have 3 lists of the limitation. The list 1 is absolutely prohibit for foreigner to operate business in Thailand, because the list 1 foreigner is what they focus that, okay, for those media, newspaper, TV broadcasting, they focus on the national safety. So they have to protect the business to be operated by Thai. And the second list that it allow foreigner to operate, but it need a cabinet approval, which is quite impossible to get this approval. Yeah, from my experience, none of the foreigner can get this kind of approval in list 2. So what is the business in list 2? The list 2 is like some transportation and also the wood processing and mining business, which also like we have some quota for those kind of business as well. So the third one is the most list of the most kind of business that foreigner always ask me, like when we are advising the client, like most of the EU client, they would like to do the service business in Thailand and also the hotel operation in Thailand as well as some trade, retail and wholesale trade. These are restricted for foreigner to 100% own to run the business in Thailand unless you apply for the foreign business license, the FBL. So if the foreigner apply for the FBL, they can be 100% owned to run this restricted business, or otherwise those clients have to do a JV, to do a joint venture with the Thai partner here in Thailand to set up a company in which Thai shareholder hold majority of shares, and then EU or the foreigner hold majority of shares in order to run this kind of business. For service businesses, it's quite a catch-all provision, including legal also legal accounting, advisory also services business, and also restaurant also services business. So for this kind of business, we still the government still see that, okay, we need to give some protection, but sometimes if you can apply for the FBL, then you can be 100% owned to operate the business in Thailand. Talking about the restriction, yeah, we talk about like many restrictions like the Foreign Business Act that's still in act. So the government also aware that if Thailand have many restrictions for foreigner to operate in Thailand, then why the foreigner will come to Thailand to inject money and invest in Thailand? So the government come up with the agency called the Board of Investment, or the BOI. So the BOI has the power to enact some kind of regime to promote the investor to invest in Thailand. They do have a list, and the list depending on the need of Thailand, that in certain time that we need what kind of business to invest in Thailand. For example, recently we quite promote the EV car. So either those big EV car from China, they also invest in Thailand based on this BOI regime as well. So for BOI regime, we do have the tax and non-tax incentive. So talking about tax, which is very attractive for foreigners. So our corporate income tax in Thailand is 20%. So if a company can apply for the BOI exemption, so they can enjoy the corporate income tax for up to 8 years. And also in certain business, for example, for the solar panel or PCB and EV car related business, they can apply for the 50% deduction of the corporate income tax after 8 years. So meaning that they have the 13 years enjoyment of the tax benefit here. Quite impressive, right? And also they do have some other tax incentive as well. For example, the import exemption of import duty of the machineries or the raw materials from other country, which will be exempt. So these are the tax benefit that BOI, the Thai government, give to foreign company that invest in Thailand. And also for the non-tax incentive, we do allow foreign company that apply for the BOI can enjoy 100% foreigner ownership. So you don't have to do JV, don't have to have Thai partner to do a company here, to run a company here in Thailand. So you can be 100% owned, and you can also buy land, own land for the operation of business that have been approved by the BOI company. And also the visa and work permit of the foreign expert to work in Thailand is also much more easier. They don't have any restriction. For example, if you are not a BOI company, you have to have 4 Thai workers, so you can apply for 1 foreign company work visa. So if you are BOI company, you don't have to have the restriction of 4 Thai, 4 per 1 the percentage here. And also they allow the foreign skilled worker into Thailand to work and to expand their business here. So talking about BOI is quite attractive, and it's the most essential part for foreigner to invest in Thailand. So before you invest or come to Thailand, you have to understand that whether your business is eligible to apply for the investment promotion of the BOI, and what is the investment promotion of the criteria, and what is the incentive, and then you can look for the type and or the item that fit and match your business. For example, we do have the renewable energy sector, the BOI, and then they will have the many subsections. For example, we have the waste to energy or solar panel, wind energy, and also like some water or some like old-fashioned old one or the core energy as well. So each and every item, the promotion under that is quite different. So we have to understand the business and also understand the benefit that the government can provide you. So you can work on based on that assumption to invest in Thailand, starting from the to do the legal diligence of the land. So you can buy the land, purchase the land, and then later you can apply for those other related license to invest in Thailand. And later you can enjoy the benefit of the tax benefit under the BOI as well. And the next one is the land code. We touch a little bit on land because land is freehold here in Thailand. Most of the foreign company, they aim to purchase land and to set up their factory here in Thailand. And for the land, actually the land code itself is prohibit foreigner to invest, to own land in Thailand, unless you are a company with more than 49 of share held by Thai. Okay. And then you have to have like the number of the Thai shareholder more than the foreigner as well. So actually the land code is prohibit foreigner to buy land, because if Thailand is free from foreigner to buy the land, all of the land must be like acquired by the foreigner as well. So, but they do have the exemption. For example, if you apply for the BOI, then you can have the land, you can enjoy, you can buy the land, or you can buy the land in the industrial estate or zone. So that is like free lease as well. So in Thailand, there are like many industrial estate here in Thailand, but the industrial estate in Thailand is owned by company as well. So they allow their foreigner to buy land in that industrial estate without any restriction and without having Thai shareholder as a partner as well. that we're talking about the land, but we are moving to the ownership of the condominium. I think that most of the EU like countries, like they most come to Thailand, and some individual and invest in condominium in Thailand. Because of the condominium in Thailand, they allow foreigner to enjoy and to buy and the ownership of the condominium. What that is mean? It meaning that if the condo itself, they have 100 units of 100 rooms, and then 49 rooms can sell to foreigner, and 51 rooms can also sell to Thai. So we have the restriction is at 49 and 51 is the same with the Foreign Business Act on that one, the restriction on for foreigner. But for the condominium, 49 rooms still can sell to foreigner, which like I saw many European nation come here and buy the condominium like close to the beach or Phuket and Chiang Mai, so they can come here like during winter season to enjoy and take vacation here. So condominium is also one of the attractive key attractive for foreigner to invest in Thailand as well. And some of the company can also lease the land in Thailand. If it can be, the land can be leased like for 30 years, and it has to be registered with the relevant the land department as well. And the land that used for the industrial can have the maximum lease term of 50 years. So normally, if you gonna lease the land for the like private use, they're gonna be 30 years lease time. But if you lease for the commercial or the industrial use, then it will be longer. So some of the company, if they don't want to like invest a huge amount of money to buy land here in Thailand, which is much more cheaper than other countries, they will choose to lease the land instead to here and invest and set up a factory here. Okay, so I just finished about the law and investment related incentives. So now we are moving forward to share you with some pitfall when investing in Thailand. So when you invest in Thailand, you don't have to come with the same obstacle as well. So we do have the foreign ownership restriction that I just talked about, the FPA, because like most of the business, if they are restricted under the FPA, the foreign business license has to be applied. And also if we think about the business that they cannot apply for the license, they do have to do a joint venture with the local partner as well. And also for the land ownership prohibition, like if you cannot apply for the BOI or you cannot buy land in the industrial estate, then you have to be a Thai company to own land, to have land in Thailand as well. So also some licensing and permit, for example, some restriction. I think last year I have a client which is in telecom business in EU, and then they wanna invest in another telecom business in Thailand as well. So they do have the licensing permit restriction because the telecom business is restricted and foreigner can hold not more than 49%. So at the time when we structure the deal, so we have to bear in mind that the maximum ratio that foreigner can own as a capital, as a share, could not be more than 49%. And also some other business, some insurance business as well. The deal that I have been working on is an insurance company like from European country as well. They want to invest in another listed insurance company in Thailand. And insurance also restricted for the foreigner. So the maximum shareholding percentage for the foreigner to invest in an insurance company is 25%. So and also we have to discuss with the board of the insurance to seek the approval. So that transaction will be lengthy and we need like several approval from the board of insurance as well. So we have to factor in this kind of licensing and permit restriction. So to smooth the transaction for the investor to invest in Thailand. And also the nominee structure risks. Here is we're gonna talk about the nominee, because for Thailand, nominee is restricted is a criminal liability as well. For some company, for example, some restaurant is a service business, so they prohibit foreigner to 100% own. So normally for foreigner, for example, some Italian client, they wanna open a ice cream shop in Thailand. So the ice cream shop is also restricted. So they have to find a local partner to partner with them to do a JV to run a shop. But they cannot find a proper or a suitable, a real investor. So they find someone to be their nominee to hold share on their behalf. But this action is restricted, is prohibited under Thai law. So if the government or the police they found out, they will have the criminal charge to both the foreigner and the Thai national as well. So this is quite serious. And you can see from these cases that we found in 2024, we have lots of nominee cases for amounting like 46,000 foreign company that they're using nominee structure to invest in Thailand. So at that time, the DSI from the police station, they tackle all this company and they close down this company that didn't focus and didn't follow the law. And then those company has to close down, and then the board of director also have been imprisoned as well. And also some Spanish investment in Thailand. In this one is in the hotel business. I think this is last year as well. They didn't apply for the hotel license, and they do run a hotel business. And also they provide some Airbnb service, which Airbnb service is restricted, is violate the law in Thailand. So they cannot do it. But I think they at that time they might not have understand the law, so they don't apply. They didn't apply for the license, and they have been fined and closed down the business. And also some labor compliance leaks as well. For foreigner and for workers that work in Thailand, they must have the work permit and visa work permit. But some they didn't apply for them and didn't do the properly registration. So that would be also some high risks as well. So this is what we encounter mostly for the European investor to invest in Thailand. But for other compliance perspective, for example, some bribery, anti-corruption, for that perspective, I think European country is quite mature than Thailand. Okay. All right, due to the time restraint, I think my presentation will be stopped here. And thank you for your attention. And I look forward to welcoming you all to Thailand as well. Okay, thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay, thank you very much, Mayuri, for your presentation and for sharing your experience, and this knowledge is highly valuable for us. And now we have the third speakers from Investing Madrid. Now I would like to invite Diego and Pedro to be here with me. No, esta es la cámara. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Jinfu. It's a pleasure to be here with you. What we are going to, I'm the investment director of Investing Madrid. Investing Madrid is the promoting investment agency of the Madrid region. So from now on, when you hear us talk about Madrid, it's not only Madrid City. Depending on the investment that you will make, it would make more sense even to make it in some other of the 179 cities. Together with me is Pedro Medes. He is the investment manager of basically France, but also in charge of all the Asian investment clients that we have in investing in Madrid. What we are going to show you, and if you allow me, I'll go there. Okay, this is the first, when we have a client, first of all, our main shareholder is the Madrid regional government, so we are a public entity. And although being a public entity, we have clients. So when we have a client, this PowerPoint we're going to show you is the first information that we think an investor needs. Keep in mind, our goal is to find a foreign investor. When we talk about foreign investment, an investor is a company that is not in Spain. So first of all, we have to look for this investor, meet with the investor, and be able to give him or her all the data that we think an investor needs to choose Madrid region instead of other options. But once here, we will keep on taking care of their investment. Our goal is to make the investment, create employment, because this is a way that the economy of the Madrid region will go on. First of all, we think it's very important to know that we are very glad to be part of Spain. Okay, maybe some other regions don't think the same way. I don't care. We are very proud of being part of Spain. And this is why today Spain is the fourth largest economy within the European Union. It's by far the economy that is growing more rapidly and more steadily. Just for your reference, Germany, France, and Italy today are growing very slowly. If they are growing, we are growing about 2.5%. Keep in mind that a big part of Spanish multinationals operating in Spain and in Madrid also handle the Portuguese market. So if we could talk about the Iberian market, in some sectors is already larger than Italy. And this is what today Madrid means for the Spanish economy. Just for your reference, we have almost 20% of the GDP. Those are all the figures that you will see here. We have the data. It's not something that Pedro and myself have decided today before coming here. Mainly, those are figures from the National Ministry of Economy in Spain. So our GDP, almost 20% of the GDP of Madrid, of Spain, is made in Madrid. And very important, 40% of the multinationals operating in Spain operate in Madrid. This means 1.5 million workers are of the almost 4 million people working in Madrid region, and 25% of a newly created company in Spain is created in Madrid, regardless if it's Spanish or if it's foreigner. We could say that today Spain is the most open economy within the European Union. So for us, we don't care if the owner is a foreigner or not. You don't have any kind of limitation. Do I have to have Spanish workers? No, you don't. Do I have to have Spanish managers? No, you don't. And keep in mind that once you are in Spain, you're in the European Union market. It means a market of 26 countries without any limit, whether we talk about boundaries, taxes, or whatever. So keep in mind, for us, for an investor, is a Madrid-based company. On your right side, those are the figures. Why we think it's important to say that Madrid has a high GDP per capita? Not because we are very proud of that. What the message is, you are coming to a very competitive economy, market, and a very mature, which we think is good. That's what GDP per capita means. And the most important thing, the last figures that you see on your right, this is the percentage of, what percentage of the total FDI coming to Spain comes to Madrid region. These are figures from the National Ministry of Economy, figures from 2024. Madrid has attracted 67.4% of Spain total FDI, and that's the percentage of the previous year. So we can say that normally Madrid gets between 60 and 70% of all the foreign direct investment coming to Spain. We have the figures of 2025 until September. It's true that the total amount of the investment has decreased, but Madrid percentage is 60%. Normally, the second one is Catalonia with about 14%, then the Basque Country and Comunidad Valenciana with about 11%. And as we tell our customer, if 70% of the investors choose Madrid, maybe 10 out of them are wrong, or maybe not. It's up to you to decide. And this is very important. On the let me see, right side you have, again, official figures from the Ministry of Economy talking about FDI coming to Spain from Asia. You will see the ranking. China is the first one, then Singapore, South Korea. The six means that China today is the sixth largest investor in Spain. Normally, the first five are US, UK, France, Germany. China in Spain is already the sixth largest one. Then Singapore, South Korea, Japan, and India, which is great. We have to increase this investment, but it doesn't make a lot of sense if you take a look at the figures on your right. Remember I told you before that 7 out of 10 investors choose Madrid. So if we talk about China, it doesn't make sense that China is the sixth largest investor in Spain, but it only attracts 2% of the whole Chinese investment goes to Madrid. There's something wrong there. So we have to do something. It applies also, for example, Malaysia, while on the other hand, you will see that both Singapore, Philippines, and Vietnam account for almost 100. So we see there is a gap. We have to do something worth both China and in this case, Madrid region, because it doesn't make sense. You are the sixth largest investor and only 2% comes to Madrid. It's true that regarding China, there might be some specific investment. Everybody knows about what the cooperation agreement between Ebro and Gili. Maybe that's one of the reasons, but it doesn't make sense to have such a big difference. And finally, these are the sectors, the main sectors where Asian companies normally invest in our, in this case, is in our country, Spain. We talk about Madrid on the right side. Why 70% of foreign direct investment, not necessarily Chinese, choose Madrid? Basically for this asset. We are a predictable economy. We have been talking all morning about, we think an investor, what he or she needs is to be predictable. If we tell you this is a corporate tax or this is the income tax in Madrid, things are not going to change. And we offer stability and predictability. Also, in terms of, keep in mind that in Spain, and talking about tax, roughly speaking, corporate tax is the same in Spain. It can be 25, 22, or 15, depending on the company that you create. And the only taxes where regions can increase or decrease taxes is basically income tax. And in this sense, Madrid region has the lowest income tax, let's say the lowest regional income tax all over Spain. Our goal, the goal of our government, we think that reducing taxes, we create more companies, we create more employment, and this way we get more money. And it's something we have been proving for the last 30 years. Talking about GDP growth, as I told you before, Spain has grown about 2.5. This is the growth of Madrid region in 2024. So frankly speaking, talking about the size of the economy of Madrid, today the economy of Madrid region is larger than the economy of Portugal or larger than the economy of the Czech Republic. I hope there is no Czech here on the floor or Portuguese. If not, it's a figure. And having a large economy growing at 3.6% is not very usual today in the European Union. Also, although we cannot have, there's nothing we can do about corporate tax. I mean, from a regional point of view, as you will see there, if you want, there are several ways to create a company in Spain and in Madrid. Normally as an NLC, a Sociedad Limitada, but if you want to establish a company as a self-employee in Spain, you have to pay what we say here, cuota de autónomos. Again, Madrid region is the only region in Spain that for the first 2 years, you don't have to pay cuota de autónomos or the tax you have to pay if you're a self-employee. It doesn't apply in the rest of the regions. And also we have a deduction, what we mentioned there, 20% deduction of the investment through income tax. Right now, and as I guess many lawyers are here, there is a law in Spain called the Beckham law. It says that if you are not a tax resident in Spain and you become a Spanish tax resident, the first 600,000 euros that you get as a payroll from a Spanish company, you have a 24% rate. Okay, that's for any Spanish, that's applied all over Spain. But Madrid region, the last year, has issued a new law to help bring foreign talent back to Madrid, saying that, as I told you, the income tax is half of it handled by the national government, half of it by the regional government. if you, the same criteria as the Beckham law, if you are a non-tax Spanish payer and you become a taxpayer, in this case in Madrid, 20% of the investment that you will make in any financial asset in Madrid will be deducted from the regional part of the income tax. We issued this law last year. In some newspaper, they said Madrid region has issued this law because they want to bring millionaires. No, we want to bring talent, foreign talent to Madrid, and Madrid talent back to Madrid. That's the reason of the law. The only problem is that you have to choose Beckham law or our law that somebody has called Mbappé law. You cannot have access to both, but again, it's another way to show that Madrid region, whenever we can reduce taxes, we do it, and because we want companies to be here. Another main asset of any investor looking for foreign investment is talent. These are the figures that we show you today. We have 19. Well, it's true that I think 2 weeks ago we already have 20. 20 is Instituto de Empresa has already become an independent universities. We have 20 universities in the Madrid region. 6 are public and 14 are private. Just an example, how many degrees in engineer get their degrees every single year in Madrid 20 universities? 3,500 every single year, okay? And talking about masters granted in Madrid, we have 4 of the 10 best institutions. This is according to a Financial Survey 2024. I guess most of you know Instituto de Empresa, IES, we also have ESADE and ESCP. So the message we have, from a quantitative point of view, talent available. And on the right side, the most important figure are the ones you see down there. In this case, we also, in this slide, we're using Eurostat. Okay, if you want to tell me where is that figure from, Eurostat 2024. Eurostat says that the average cost per hour of a qualified profile in the European Union is 31.8. In Madrid is 27.49, which is almost 15% lower than the average cost of the same profile in the European Union. But who does Madrid region compete against? Paris, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, Zurich, or London. And against this destination, the cost difference is much higher. If you ask me, Diego, what would be the average cost in Paris? We should be talking about between 38 and 40. So it's Madrid, it's more than 40%. We should then no longer cheaper, less expensive than our main competitors. Some figures that maybe you don't know, according to LinkedIn Survey 2022, Madrid is the second European region in attracting talent and qualified employment. The second one in Europe. First one is UK, London. So we are the first region in Europe attracting talent because UK, sorry for them, they are no longer the European Union. And the last figure you see, 270,000 workers in ICT industry. This is again Eurostat. We are the second largest region in the European Union with more workers working on ICT sector. We cannot always be the first. In this case, we are the second. The first one is Ile-de-France, which is basically Paris. The second one is Madrid. So we have more people working on ICT than Frankfurt, than any European destination. The only region that has more than us is Ile-de-France, and this accounts for 32 of the people working on ICT sector work in Madrid region. Something important regarding research and development, basically keep in mind that if you are looking for any incentive, any subsidy related with research and development, the easiest way to find it will be in Madrid region. Why? Because the majority of research and development institutions, whether they are public or private, are in our region. And on the right side of this slide, this is today the actual figures of Madrid startup ecosystem. In this case, again, we are not the first, we are the fourth. The first largest in Europe is London. The second one is Paris. The third one is Berlin. And right now, Madrid is the fourth largest startup ecosystem in the European Union. You have here the figures of the exit. You have the figures of the investment. And very important, as I'm in front of very expert lawyers, very important, Spain startup law. Okay, keep in mind that today, Spain, together with UK, we are the only country that has issued a startup law. What is the main advantage of the Spanish startup law? If you are considered an innovative company, and that is something decided by ENISA, Empresa Nacional de Innovación S.A., your corporate tax that, remember, normally is 25 or 22, will be down to 15% the first 4 years. That is very, very important, basically for innovative companies. We have talked about the size of the market, the tax regime, and we are going to talk about talent and now infrastructure. Just for your reference, today, I mean, it wasn't us nor the president of the region, Mrs. Ayuso, who decided where is Madrid. That was decided in the 16th century. It's not our fault. So basically today, all the infrastructure, physical infrastructure, start and end in Madrid, whether we talk about train, highways, whatever. So for your reference today, if you want to transfer a good, the main ports in Spain are Barcelona, Valencia, and Algeciras. So the cheapest and the fastest way to transport a good coming from Barcelona, Valencia, Algeciras to the rest of Spain is doing it through Madrid. Why? Due to the physical infrastructures. It's not our fault that Nacional 1 starts in Madrid and ends in San Sebastián. You already have today, you can go to any of the main province capitals in Spain in high-speed train from Madrid. Today, we are the second largest country in the world with a larger high-speed network. In this case, first one is China. And Barajas Airport, just a few figures besides the destination and countries, 25% of the flights between the European Union and Latin America are handled through Barajas. So for any Asian investor thinking to invest in Europe, always remember, investing through Spain and through Madrid will have very beneficiary conditions if you want to make an investment in Latin America. And I will explain you later why. This is why, well, here, regardless whether you are a regional investment, you are always in the center of the world, okay? So we also have the right to say we are in the center of the world. What we are telling you here is that the bridge to Latin America from Madrid is much better than if you do it from London, from Paris, or from, not only because we speak the same language, not only because we have already a high number of qualified people working, Latin American people working in Madrid, but also because due to historical reasons, the Spanish government, regardless the color of the Spanish government, invest a lot in Latin America and in North Africa. What I'm trying to tell you is that, for example, if I'm a Chinese company, I don't know, an oil company, and I want to make business in the European Union, and also later in Latin America, you're going to get financial facilities much better if you do the project from your Madrid by subsidiary than if you do it directly from the main corporation in China. So we talk about export credit, we talk about export insurance, we talk about ICO credit. So keep in mind, making investment through your Madrid-based subsidiary in Latin America would make a lot of sense. It also applies to another 3 Northern Africa markets. We're basically talking about Morocco, also Algeria and Tunisia, okay? Those financial facilities found for the majority of Latin American countries can also be found for these North African markets. Physical infrastructure, technological infrastructure. I'm not going to talk about here about what is today data centers, all the industry around IA. This is just a comparison between, well, just for your reference today, if you want to talk about data center, there are the flaps, stands for Frankfurt, London, Amsterdam, Paris, sometimes Dublin. And these destinations don't have energy supply, and the cost of the soil is so high that it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep on investing in data centers. So what the Madrid government has decided to do? We want to be Southern European hub for data center business. And we compare ourselves, Madrid, with the other competitors that we have, Lisbon and Barcelona. On the first chart, you will see the data centers already operating in Madrid. Madrid is red, Barcelona is black, and Lisbon is gray. Then the energy supply already existing, that's the main problem of a data center. Do I have energy and is it available? And the third chart is the energy supply foreseen for the next 5 years. So as we also tell the client, we are going to give you figures, not feelings. Those are against figures of the potential of Madrid region as the Southern European hub, basically for data center developments. And on the very right side of the of the slide, you have, although Madrid region is a very small one, all the big data centers that are already operating in our region. I think from now on, I will give the floor to Pedro. Remember, he knows much more than, he's much better than me, and he's in charge of Asian market. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Diego. My name is Pedro, and as Diego said, I'm a project manager in Invest in Madrid. I think we're running a bit behind schedule, so I'll be very brief, okay? I will start by showcasing, well, which are the main sectors for us, and to give you a brief idea of what we do in Invest in Madrid. So Diego told you, talked about Madrid, why Madrid is very interesting for foreign investment, and I will talk you about Invest in Madrid, our company, and how we can support companies to establish in Madrid. So first of all, right? Perfect. I wanted to let you know about the objective of Invest in Madrid. We have one very clear objective, and it's to shorten the time that goes between, when a company decides to invest in Madrid and that the time that goes between a company decides to invest in Madrid and he starts operating in Madrid is as short as possible. How do we do this? Well, we have three main goals. The first one, that is giving the investor all the figures and information that he needs. The second one, that is putting him in contact with the regional government and assisting him in anything he might need. And the third one, by supporting him with all the first steps that they might need when arriving to Madrid. So searching for offices, getting in contact with law firms. We assist foreign companies with all of this. And I want to be very clear, our job is not to convince anyone to come to Madrid. We think that every company has a different business case and a different internationalization plan. And we are only here to give them the information and supporting them in establishing in Madrid. But we don't want to convince anyone. As most of you live in Madrid, you know, there's a lot of people living in Madrid and many companies establishing every year. So that's our main goal. We help all kinds of companies. This is what we're going to show in the slide. But it's true that when we go abroad to talk to companies to showcase what we give from Madrid, these are the main sectors that we focus in. Quite simple. We focus in sectors that are going to create quality jobs in the region of Madrid. This is also a list of the projects that we would showcase to the foreign investors. These are public projects that private companies from other countries can invest at this moment in the Madrid region. I want to show you also the infrastructure, the support that we give to these companies. These are some of the different fields that we can help them by doing such a administrative bypass, so helping them with local and national legislation. We also show them through this website, Portal Suelo 4.0, what land is available. So this is something that's actually quite common for Asian investors. They're sending us projects that require a lot of land. So we want to let them know very easily what's the land available and what's the cost and what's the use of this land in the region of Madrid. We also can provide information about the incentives and supports that I won't tell right now, but if you need any more information, please let us know. And also about the clusters, the research and development facilities that Diego talked about, and putting them in contact with partners, because we want to be clear, we are 100% a public entity, so we never charge for our services, but we are not lawyers either, we are not real estate agents, so we can put them in contact with the companies that are operating at the moment in the Madrid region. How would we support these companies, or how does it look like working with Invest in Madrid? So we work at all points of the business plan of a company. So from the first steps, which would be what we talked today, which is showcasing what's in Madrid, what's happening in Madrid for them, to talk to them and see if it's a good idea for them to establish in the Madrid region. When they have the site, we start working one-on-one with them. So we have several project managers divided by sectors and divided by countries. And we will help them, as I told you, with the search of offices, putting them in contact with anyone they might need in the Madrid region. Once they have established in Madrid, we don't forget about them. We want to help them to keep investing in Madrid and not leaving to another country or to another region. So we have this department, it's called Aftercare. So we will, we also have other communication department. So giving them, all the information and all the support they might need to keep investing and having projects and getting projects in Madrid. The only place where we draw a red line is finding them clients, as we think that is something that every company has to do for themselves and would be also a conflict of interest for us. So this is the only thing that we do not do for foreign companies. We also wanted to talk about some of the Asian companies that we have helped in the last years to come to Madrid. So the first three of them are Chinese, GDS for data centers, Cañao for logistics, and Temu. Also two Indian companies such as LC Pharma and Yitunes, which is an animation an audiovisual company, Double Dragon, which is a group a real estate group from the Philippines, and Biodata Bank, which we helped establish last year in Madrid from Japan. Here we wanted to tell you about some of the objectives that we have, but we already talked about this. Just keep in mind creating quality jobs in the Madrid region and bringing the companies that make sense for them to establish in Madrid. And here, just to let you know, we're very approachable, so please let us know if you need any information about projects happening in the Madrid region or about any foreign company that you want to get in touch with, have you established in Madrid. So thank you all for your attention, and please let's keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diego and Pedro, for sharing the experience from investment perspective. And now I would like to invite Miguel from Madrid Chamber of Commerce and share us with his perspective from the chamber side. So, Miguel, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. My name is Miguel Bufala, International Coordinator at the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. Well, first of all, I would like to thank to the Madrid Bar Association and especially to Mr. Jin Fushu, because he's always working to strengthen the relations between China, Asia, and all the Spanish companies and institutions, organizations. So let me tell you, put in a framework that in the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, it's an organization that we have more than 130 years. We work for all the companies established in Madrid, and all the companies established in Madrid belongs automatically to the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. That it means that it's more than 500,000 companies. When we talk about 500,000 companies, we speak about, the little shop in the street from Telefonica, for example. So let me tell you that all the companies belong to the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, but they don't pay any compulsory fee to belong to it. Okay, so last year, well, these are some of the figures of the Madrid Chamber of Commerce in 2025. So as you can see, 500,000 companies established in Madrid. We work every year with around 60,000 companies. That's the figures of 2025. Also, we are going to see later with more detail, we have the Business Training Center, and we have more than 10,000 students per year. And that means an average from 18 to 20% annual growth, also in the number of companies and in the service that we offer to them. Well, that's very important. All the digital solutions for the Madrid companies, especially from the COVID, we are a reference in terms of digital and digital all the environment for ITC, everything, and we are one of the organizations that helps to the company to this objective. So also the entrepreneur service. We are a reference in entrepreneur service. Let me tell you that, as you can see in the slide, we have special programs for 30 hours of training. At the same time, we have a special for service to startups. Last year, 2025, we help around 1,500 companies in terms to consulting. And also we create through the Madrid Chamber of Commerce and the special service, the special entrepreneur service point, more than 130 companies. That it's, it's very important to help people, not only in terms to all the administrative procedures that the company needs to create a company, also to suggest them if this is your business project or your business plan, which is the best kind of company that it's best for you. Also, we have our own arbitration court with more than 3,000 arbitrations administered. It was created in 1989. And well, it's as you can see, I'm not going to speak a lot about this here because all of you know a lot about arbitration. That is an excellent way to resolve the conflicts. We are a reference organization also in all related with the certificates, not only the average quality certificates that, for example, as everybody knows, as the ISO and everything related. In terms of certificates of quality, we have an agreement with a reference company that is AENOR. AENOR is the company that works with the Madrid Chamber of Commerce in terms to issue this certificate. Also, we have the business certificates and digital certificates. All of them are really important when a private company wants to sign a contract with, for example, a public administration or a multilateral organization. I see you a lot of them taking pictures. Maybe after the seminar, this presentation we can share with you. Thank you very much. So these are some of the spaces that the Madrid Chamber of Commerce has. Well, some of them are not so beautiful at these headquarters of the Madrid Bar Association. That it's incredible. We have the Palace of Santoña in the city center, in the historic city center of Madrid, an 18th century palace. And also we have Plaza de la Independencia. You know, it's just 2 minutes walking from here. It's where are our headquarters, Plaza de la Independencia #1. Also, we have Pedro Salinas Industrial School, that it's the business training formation center that is located in the north of the city near Arturo Soria. And all of them are at the disposal of private and public companies. Well, about the digital transformation and why it's so important. It's so important for the companies because we notice, especially as I said before from the COVID, that we have a really increased demanding of all these services in terms of the digital environment. That's the reason that we create also the ICT Club we are going to see later. This is the ICT business platform. Nowadays, we have around 400 companies that belongs to this sector. It was created 5 years ago. And it's in this platform, you can see, it's like a club, okay, that a business club or entrepreneurs club. In this platform, you can find suppliers and customers from these sectors, from all the ICT sectors. So from the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, we'll link them in terms to sell and to buy the services that they need in this sector. And also at the same time, we inform them about all the initiatives, all the contracts that they can win through in this. Well, and this is the Club Cámara de Madrid. As I said before, all the Madrid companies belongs automatically to the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. But if one company wants to have more representative vision in the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, especially in terms of networking. Networking is really important and it's the heart of this Club Cámara. Now we have 500 companies registered in the Club Cámara de Madrid. They can use the venues of the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. They celebrate a lot of networking events. They also, have advantages when they use the services of the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. And for example, some of the examples we have from Iberia, Corte Inglés, Iberdrola, and CaixaBank. That's one of the biggest. And also we have the small and medium companies that belongs to the Madrid Chamber of Commerce. Let me tell you that the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, 80% of our customers are small and medium companies. It's logical. Well, and this is the internationalization of the companies, one of the main functions of the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, and historically is one of the most important. What are the activities that we celebrate in this international department? Especially workshops and international seminars. We have a very big close relation with all the embassies and investment organizations, foreign investment organizations that are based in Madrid in terms to present to the Spanish companies all the business and invest opportunities that they are in other countries. Last year, for example, we organized more than 30 international seminars with around 4,000 Spanish companies attendees. Also, it's very important, the trade mission, the traditional trade missions, where we get around from 10 to 12 Spanish companies from different sectors, because the economy of Madrid, it's, as you know, very multi-sectorial and very focused on services. So we take them to another markets, and it's around, we have more than 40 partners, international partners, in the most strategic countries in the world. First, customized service, and of course, we are the reference in the issue of document management for exports. As I said, we are the organization that issues the certificates of origin, the ATA folders, that it's, like the passport of the products when you export. So it's very, very important. And as I said, the Madrid Chamber of Commerce works last year, 2025, with more than 60,000 companies. Only in the international department, we work with around 10,000 companies. Well, and now we are going to speak about our office in China. It was opening in 2006, and it's based in Shanghai. It's composed by a Spanish and Chinese team. And well, these are some of the figures that along the years we have created. This office in China is not only in China. 2 years ago, it also works for Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam. So let me tell you that if the Madrid Chamber of Commerce has this office in China based in Shanghai, that remarks the importance of the Asian market for the economy of Madrid. Also, we share this office with IFEMA, the main exhibition center here in Madrid. So we are constantly in contact with the Chinese companies and also the Spanish companies. For example, in the last Matelec, our office in China brought here to Madrid 500 Chinese companies, belongs to the electric and electronic sector. And this is the business training center that, as I said before, is located in the north of the city, in the area of Arturo Soria, with more than 10,000 students per year. So this is the special focus that we have here at MBAs, masters, and postgraduate courses. We have from the international MBAs also courses specialized in the European Union, master in human resources, etc. And this is our Madrid Hospitality School. It's very important. As you can see, the Madrid, as I said before, it's an economy with a very importance in terms of services. Everyone who is in contact, for example, with the hostelry sector, restaurants, bars, etc., knows that big problem about this sector has in terms to, to find specialist professionals to work in them. So that's the reason of the Madrid Hospitality School. And also we have an agreement with the major association of hotels, the Asociación Empresarial Hotelera de Madrid, in terms, because now we are launching an MBA specialized in hotels management. And this is the Formación Profesional. It's a professional certificate, and it's very focused on the young people that has no degree, no college degree, and also the people who is more than 45 years program to help them to recycle and to find new jobs opportunities. So let me tell you that also the Madrid Chamber of Commerce and the International Department is the responsible to manage the International Trainees Program that it's in collaboration with the government of the region of Madrid. This year, 2026, we are going to launch the 6th edition of the International Trainees. This year, in this year, 2026, we have in a broad destination only 24 people, but in the Asian markets, we have 2 in China, Shanghai and Guangzhou. Also, we have 1 in Philippines, 1 in Tokyo, and 1 in Japan. That remarks the importance of the Asian companies market also for the Madrid and Spanish companies. Thank you very much. From the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, we are at your disposal.
Thank you very much, Miguel. And I don't know if any of you present here still with us. And do you have any questions that you want to make to Miguel or Diego, Pedro, because this is a quite good opportunities to know investment in Madrid specifically. So I don't know if any of you have any questions. Yes, please.
Thank you. I think I'm speaking loud enough, but yeah, it's better.
Clearly, yeah, clearly.
There's a small insight there because most of the Chinese company, they use Hong Kong or even Luxembourg or Singapore to be a platform due to the tax planning issues, and also the tax in Hong Kong is relatively lower than China. I think it is the main reason why it's explain the difference. And even in Portugal, we face the same. Mostly the Chinese company, they have operations in China, but they use Hong Kong as holding. So I just want to add this thing, this comment to your slide.
Talk about Hong Kong, the percentage of Hong Kong investors from Madrid region versus Spain is much larger. But it's also true, on the other hand, that if we consider Chinese investment to Spain, that's where we have to make, and when we say we, it's us, not China. We have to make an effort to Madrid regional government, because if only 2% of the non-Hong Kong Chinese investment coming to Spain comes to Madrid, we must make a special effort. I agree with you. The figures of Hong Kong do reflect that the majority of Hong Kong investment comes to Madrid, comes to it. We have 70% of the market share. But on the investment coming directly from China, that's where figures doesn't match. But I agree with you.
It would be even better. But there's one reality that many Chinese companies may also face is the free flow of cash or free flow of money. Because if the money, actually the money in China, they have some threshold or they need to do filing in order to send outside. But for Hong Kong, they don't have this limitation. So this is another thing that why some Chinese company, they choose Hong Kong. But of course, if I think what your suggestion will be even better if one day Chinese company could come directly to Madrid, then the figure will for sure be improved.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Wang. And I would like to introduce a little bit about Ms. Wang to all of you, because Ms. Wang is also a board member of our Association of Chinese Lawyers in Europe. And she's also a very good lawyer in Portugal, and practiced the law in one of the, I think, biggest law firm originally from Macau, but with the office in Portugal, in Lisboa. So I think maybe in the future, anything that you want to know more about, not only Portugal, but also Macau, which is a very good city for test different foods, right? You can contact to her. And of course, anything you need or any queries you need, you can contact with our section. And to terminate the conference, I would like to add one more question to Mr. Miguel, because I know different chambers also organize different missions to know the countries, to contact with local companies, for example. I'm not sure if Madrid Chambers of Commerce this year, do you have any provision to organize any of this kind of mission that we can participate, for example?
Right. Vale. Thank you very much for your question. Yes, we organize around 12 trade missions per year in different geographical areas. This year we have planning trade missions. I'm going to start from Asia to China and Vietnam. We have trade missions to the Middle East countries. We are going to Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and maybe to Kuwait and Emirates. And also we have trade missions to Bulgaria, we have trade missions to Colombia, we have trade missions to Mexico. Well, we have a lot of trade missions. The trade missions are composed from different profile and sector Spanish companies that wants to sell in the foreign markets. And all of these companies, under the coordination of the Madrid Chamber of Commerce, the coordination of the trade mission, has a tailor-made and a personal business agenda abroad. Okay, so we collaborate with international partners in these markets. For example, now I'm finishing the trade mission that's going to be held in the first 15 days of February, and I'm going with around 10 Spanish companies to Egypt and Morocco. Okay, to two different countries. In these countries, we collaborate also with public and private partners, as the Spanish economic and commercial offices, and also with private consultancies that, we know that from our experience, they work really well with the service that they offer to the companies. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you for sharing all this information with us. And I think we can, before finish this event, I would like to invite all of you to take a photo together, especially for all the proponent speakers. So I would like to invite Mr. Ifan, Mr. Diego Pedro, and Miguel. And yeah, please, we can take a photo together. One second, please. Now to finish that, we have the closing speak of Mr. Ignacio Monedero, President of the Core Arbitration of ICANN. Please, Ignacio.
Just a few words. Ladies, gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends, first of all, I would like to thank you all for attending this important meeting, the official presentation of the Euro-Asia section of the Bar Association of Madrid. Today, we are not only launching Euro-Asian's new section. We are opening a space for dialogue, cooperation, and legal understanding between regions that are increasingly interconnected and strategically relevant. This initiative reflects our shared vision of a legal profession that looks outward, anticipates change, and plays an active role in the global legal landscape. In this context, I would like to address a few words for the president of this new section, Jin Fu. Dear Jin, this project could not be in better hands. Your experience, your international perspective, and your commitment to building bridges between legal cultures are true sources of inspiration. Leading a section is both a responsibility and an opportunity and we are confident that under your leadership, it will grow into a vibrant, respected, and influential forum within our institution. Please know that you are not embarked alone in this journey. You have the full support of the government of this institution. We firmly believe in this initiative and in its potential, and we will stand by you to ensure that the Euro-Asian section becomes a success. Our bar association lies in the people who give life to its projects. Today, with the launch of these sections, we reaffirm our commitment to innovation, cooperation, and excellence in the practice of law. Let this be the start of a shared journey, one built on collaboration and a clear vision of that truly makes a difference and shows how lawyers can build trust across borders. Thank you all once again for your presence and support. I wish the Euro-Asian section and its president every success in the years ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ignacio. Thank you all for joining us in this special inauguration and special conference for the section. And I think we have completed all the program today. So finally, we have a little bit coffees and water if you want to still doing networking. So thank you all.